Hi, Tom here from the Dreamcast Junkyard, and this is the Ascii mission stick, this odd looking contraption here. It was designed for use primarily with a certain series of games, and that series is the Aero Dancing or Aero Wings games. I've got Aero Wings 2 Airstrike here. I'm going to try it with this game and a couple of other ones as well, just to show you how it works. The mission stick is primarily, as the games it works with suggest, a flight stick. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have this little bit of video playing at the same time as some footage from the game, so you can see what the different buttons do. Hopefully you can tell from the angle of the camera and also the tiny little picture-in-picture that I'm going to do. But yeah, let's get on with it. The first one I'm going to show, as I say, is Aero Wings 2 Airstrike. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, so this is Aero Wings 2 Airstrike, as you can see, also known as Aero Dancing F if you're in Japan. This game is compatible with the flight stick, as you can see. I'm just going to go for the normal mode here. I'm not going to mess around too much, I'll just quickly put my name in. Tom, T-O So you can see here you've got the D-pad and the face buttons from the normal Dreamcast controller. And I'm male, that was the last time I looked. Okay, so here we've got the training mode. I don't want to do that. I'm going to stop that. Yes. I thought I stopped it, sorry. It's the orange one that is actually the option to choose. Right, so I'm just going to go for free flight, just to give you an overview of the controls this thing uses. So you've got L and R, which are the left and right triggers. You've got A, B, X and Y, the face button. You've got a D-pad. Then you've got this, which is actually the analog stick, and it's just slightly been switched around. Usually this would be on the left on a normal Dreamcast controller. I want to do a takeoff, so I'm going to choose a base. Let's go for base noon, fine weather. Yeah, and just going to go for the F-16A fighter. Don't want any opponents just yet, so I'm going to go for the ground takeoff. Okay, so as default, you've got you're in the you've got the behind the plane view. So using the X button, you can change the view around. Let's see if I can go to the cockpit view. Actually, I'll just thrust, and then you can use the L and R to change the direction, and then pull back on the stick, and naturally will allow you to take off. Please don't comment about the quality of the video. I'm just using a composite cable with the USB dongle. So yeah, you can see as I'm pulling back on the stick and pushing forward, that raises and lowers the nose of the plane, as you would expect. And then moving it left to right just changes the kind of the roll. And then pulling back, that's how you kind of steer, as it were. I remember I actually used to fly a glider. Well, I was training to get my glider's license, and when I first started doing it, when I first got my chance to control the glider, when the instructor handed over the controls to me, I remembered how I already kind of knew, inverted commas, how to control the glider, simply because I'd played Aero Wings in the past, not with this stick but with a controller. So I kind of knew how it worked, and the guy remarked that, how well I controlled the glider, and I said it's because of a game I've been playing, Aero Wings, which was quite cool. So yeah, so obviously I'm just showing you flying around at the moment. You've got let's open up the afterburner, double tap, you can B, bring the speed back down again. These buttons here on the top, the 1 and 2 and the one on the right here, I would imagine they are for use with like weapons and things. So you've seen enough of this now, and I'm going to switch to a more combat kind of game. So back in a second. Okay, so now I'm going to try a combat mission, and we'll see how the flight stick copes with that. So we're going to go for the F-16. Let's choose 2 enemies. Yeah, let's go for those. Go for normal. Yeah, let's go for head-on. You'll note that there's some buttons here on the top left. They're all just kind of turbo buttons. So let's speed up. And I'm pressing these buttons on the top. They don't actually seem to do anything. Maybe I have to map them using the options. So my targets are dead ahead, as it quite helpfully tells me on the HUD. And I've just overshot them, so it does actually make it quite easy to control, especially with the stick, because when you use the controller you're actually using the left thumb on the analog stick, obviously. Whereas here it's kind of weird because you're using your right hand, which for many people is the dominant hand, so that kind of switches things up a bit. I think, what am I using for my weapons? I would imagine that it would be these on the top here, but they don't seem to do anything. Oh no. I've been hit by a missile. Fuel is pouring out and I'm dead. That's why I'm not a combat pilot. But you can see that's how it works. But how does it work with some other games? Let's have a look. Okay, so here we are with Crazy Taxi. Just to show you that it is basically just a rewired controller. I have also worked out that these switches here on the left hand side, they actually correspond to the 1, 2 and 3 buttons which are on the controller here at the top. And get through this. Don't want to create a... Right, 1, 2 and 3 are programmable by this thing here on the left, so you can actually set these to be either X, Y, A or B, or can be completely off. So for example, if I set them to, be A and B, 1 and 2, hopefully you can see that I'm playing Crazy Taxi here. This is going to be lots of fun to edit 2 images, and I'm not even sure iMovie lets you do that, but if it does and you're watching this now, then I've succeeded. So I'm going to go for the arcade mode, play by arcade rules. It's going to be Axel. So yeah, A and B also on the... So yeah, we've got brake and accelerate on L and R. And then because I've set A and B to be buttons 1 and 2 on the top here, if I press that it's going to go to reverse. So hopefully I can do the boost. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be, using the analog handle, if you want to call it that, to control the taxi. Yeah, works just fine, as you can see from the video as well on the screen. So pause that there. So yeah, this is the mission stick, a bit close up for you. As I said, down here we've got the changeable buttons. We can basically dictate what 1, 2 and 3 act as. So you've got X, Y, B, A and off. Up here you've got auto and turbo and that kind of thing for the other face buttons. Here you've got L and R, which are the left and right triggers. Again, that's where your memory card will go. On the top here, these are the buttons that I was talking about that you can change the function of. So button 3 is on the side and button 1 and 2 here. And then here you've got the face buttons, the standard A, B, X and Y, the D-pad and a rather nice official sticker here for the Dreamcast logo. A little bit of incidental kind of grip detail down here. suppose that's for your wrist, so you don't get repetitive strain syndrome or whatever it's called when you're playing your Dreamcast games. But yeah, just to give you a full appreciation of the size of the thing. And on the bottom, it's made of metal, just like the other Dreamcast peripherals, or the official ones, and then you've got the Ascii mission stick logo. So yeah, that is the stick. Overall, I think it's quite a nice peripheral to own. They can be quite expensive. This one cost £57 from a retro import store on eBay, plus postage, so it was about 65 in total, fully boxed and everything. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest. It's very solidly built, very hard plastic, and this particular one was brand new in the box. It'd never been used, never been opened, and so I'm the first person to put their grubby hands all over it. But yeah, if you can get a mission stick, I would recommend it if you're into your flight games. Like I say, if you're into just collecting oddities, it's worth it for that. And it does work with pretty much every Dreamcast game that is compatible with a standard controller, because essentially all it is inside here is a Dreamcast controller. Not exactly, but it's basically just had everything remapped inside. Unlike the twin stick, which the Dreamcast just doesn't recognise if the game isn't compatible. Some do, but a lot of them don't. But with this, I think it's just seeing it as a controller, so that's good. But anyway, yeah, those are just my thoughts on the mission stick. Hopefully you got to see some of or you could see as well as I could. I'm actually recording this on my MacBook Pro over there. That's why the footage probably didn't look that good. But hopefully, yeah, this has given you some clarification as to what the mission stick is and how it works, and that's obviously a Dreamcast over there as well. Right, thanks very much for watching, and yeah, cheers.